They were all wonderful. Pragati ma'am, Sudha ma'am, Vikram sir, Shubham, Mr. Shubham. I've actually written down pointers because our conversation is going to, revolve around that, and we're going to, discuss more about that. Just before we begin, I just want to say that, everyone out of their experience shared about what they think about appearance management. And when they shared, it means that there holds an importance because everyone had a different perspective, right? And
Sure.
I'm going to deep dive today into what is all of this.
Absolutely. And we are looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So let's get started. So I will start my first question, and but my first question will not be on appearance management. My first question will be more focused on you, because when I just went through your bio, it was saying chartered accountant, Shraddha Agrawal. So my first question is, I have not come across many chartered accountants holding a conventional degree and venturing out into a career which is pretty much unconventional. So how this journey started off from a conventional professional degree to an unconventional kind of a profession?
Right. So I think on most platforms, this is the first question I'm always asked. So while I was, finished my 12th, and तब life में इतनी clarity नहीं होती है कि क्या करना है. I really didn't know what to do in life. And तब ठीक है, I was a commerce student, so at least mom dad said कि professional degree तो होना ही है. And at that time, when you are a commerce student, professional degree meant CA. Right? So ठीक है, I was like कि चलो कर लेते हैं. I तो really wanted to do BMS and MBA and फिर एक job हो जाए, normal life I wanted. I was, a very like a chill person. And my parents were like, कर लो CA, नहीं होगा तो चलो MBA तो है ही. And somehow CA worked for me. I cleared CA. And once I cleared CA, I realized that tax and audit is something that I don't want to do. Right? So for me, everything has always been about I did something only to realize what I didn't want to do, which took me closer to what I really wanted to do. So once I finished CA and I knew कि चलो tax audit नहीं करना है, so I joined a consulting firm because I wanted customer interaction, client interaction, and all of that. And did work for good 4 years with human capital consulting, learned a lot, loved my work. But 4 years into the work, I realized corporate is not for me. This is not something that gives me happiness in the long run. I don't see myself there. I just don't feel that I'm fit in for a corporate. That's where I stumbled upon ICBI, and ICBI was pretty new that time. They were just like, a couple of years they'd launched in India. So of course I had my fears of whether I should be doing this or not. Also उस time पे ना हमेशा ऐसे लगता है कि आप अगर ये ले लो, what if you don't kind of do something? It's like होता है ना कुछ hobbies अपन ले लेते हैं, but we kind of leave it midway. So it took me a year to decide, and I was like कि चलो ले लेते हैं, कुछ नहीं होगा तो अब कुछ मैंने अपने लिए सीख लिया होगा. Maybe I can just groom myself well, and CA degree तो है ही, 6 महीने बाद दूसरी नौकरी कर लेंगे. But the moment I entered and when it started, I did it on fast track. Like within 6 months, I completed everything, all my assignments, all my studies, and I went so deep into it that 6 months into it, I started my venture called Personage House, where I was training full time, and I was probably the first entrepreneur in my house who started doing corporate trainings, one-on-one consulting. And yes, there has been no looking back after that. You're on mute with it. Yeah.
All right. So we were so engrossed in your journey that I just forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
And we have Mukesh ji also with us, who is also a chartered accountant. So you must be resonating with what you are saying.
I'm sure. I hope so.
Yes. So after listening out your story, let's get on to the subject of appearance management. That's what we all have assembled here to know more about it. So appearance management, the term, if we hear this looks very common. It seems that as if we all are doing this day in, day out. We get up, we get ready for office or for any functions. So we all are touching up with our appearance. So why there is a need felt for a separate discipline named as appearance management?
Great question. I'm going to begin with, I'm not going to talk about any celebrities, or I'm not going to give, talk about them. I'm going to talk about us, like normal day-to-day life people. And I want, in the conversation also, I want you to think about the day-to-day people that you come across. So I would want social is day like last week. Just think of a day where you were extremely happy, or it was just you got up with all the good energy. What were you wearing that day? Or what color did you choose, and why were you wearing that? Just take a moment, take 30 seconds to probably think of that, and I would want one of you to answer that to me.
Please repeat this question.
Yes.
Can you please just now?
Yes.
No, if you could repeat, at least Pranjal couldn't understand, I think, the question.
Okay.
If you could please repeat, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
So, okay. The question that I said was, in the last 7 days, think of a day where you were extremely happy. You got up with all the good energy. It was a very good day. What were you wearing that day? Or, once you took shower, what did you choose to wear? Or what color did you choose? And why did you think that you want to wear that outfit that day?
Well, it was a day when I was, just light cotton clothes, because it's really hot here. Summer time, light cotton clothes are best suited for this climate.
Right.
Plus, it also plays a major role in dressing up. I see a lot of people, they are wearing suit boot in 46 degrees centigrade, just like the European dress up. When it is, snowing there. अभी जैसे बर्फ गिरती है वैसे यहाँ पहनते. So I was feeling good that day because I was wearing clothes which were, what do you say, just वो धुल के आए थे. They were washed clothes, right? And they were light in color and they were giving me good feeling. And I was very wearing them.
Right. They were giving him a good feeling, right? I want you to catch on that word. They were giving him a good feeling, right?
Kritika also raised hand if you want to add a comment, Kritika, here.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. You asking what were you wearing that particular day? So yeah, a couple of days back, I was really happy and full of energy. So that day I wore one of my favorite, like fuchsia pink, because it made me feel very bright, lively, and happy. And yeah, I put on some makeup. I had to go out. So yeah, that really filled me up with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And I was looking forward to the rest of the day wearing one of my favorite colors. So yeah, that was my part.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is the good feeling, right? I want you to hold on to that word. The second part is like, say, if all of us are professionals here, we've had important meetings or important interviews or an important project that we were pitching in, or Pragati ma'am said, that when there were commissioners that were attending, she expected the people, the teachers, to wear a certain clothes that day and not jeans. Why that expectation is there? Or why do we put on our suits when we're going for a meeting? Or why are we doing that? Why? Anyone?
Maybe because every occasion calls for a different setup of dress codes. Perhaps that is the reason. That's what we all can think of.
Correct. So yes, it calls for a different dress code, definitely. But also it's because what you're wearing is going to communicate something to the other person, right? So there are two aspects. So there was something with your clothes that was happening internally with your feelings, right? Out of how you were feeling about yourself. And there was something which was happening outside in terms of what you were communicating to others. So there was some signs to what you were wearing. There was some signs to your appearance as to how you were looking on a particular day, which actually, required to study much more in detail. Okay, what is the impact of your appearance, or what is the impact of you dressing up so well? And in India, it's a relatively newer concept. But outside, say in US and UK, it's a pretty old industry. It's pretty 60-year-old industry or more than that. And they have been studying, there have been researches around that. The scientific researches as to, what impact your dressing can have on others as well as can have on you and your mood. Therefore, this science is extremely, extremely important.
Yes, indeed. And we could have one more hand raised. I think Sanjay sir wants to ask something. Yes, Sanjay sir, quickly.
Yes,
please.
I would I would like to give an incidence of my experience from my experience that in 2010 two banks were merged. Our Bank of Rajasthan and ICICI Bank were merged, and Bank of Rajasthan was a traditional bank with an almost average employee age of 50, and ICICI is a new bank, and average age is very low. So just after merger, there was a marriage of a staff member who was from ICICI Bank. So in the evening, when on the marriage, when all the employees gathered for the marriage function, someone noticed that all the employees of old Bank of Rajasthan, they are all wearing their three-piece suit and tie and all that. And most of the ICICI Bank employees, they are wearing they were in jeans and some sort of dress, almost jeans. So someone, including our regional head, he was from ICICI Bank and just joined from Bombay. So he उसने बड़े मजाके अंदाज में कहा यार क्या जरूरत है इतना सब टाई वाई पहन के आने की, और क्या है, शादी तो है. So no one objected, and होता है ना बॉस के हाँ में आने लगते हैं. But I raised there one point. So what I am telling here, and I told him, देखो सर क्या है कि जब हम किसी के घर जा रहे हैं सामने वाले के, अगर हम आप अच्छे से तैयार होके जा रहे हैं, इट मींस हम उसकी भी इज्जत बढ़ा रहे हैं और हम उसका रिगार्ड कर रहे हैं. अगर हम किसी के घर ऐसे ही चले जाते हैं उठकर, जस्ट चप्पल पहन के, नेकर पहन के, शॉर्ट्स पहन के चलती है, तो हम अपना तो जो खराब कर ही रहे हैं, वॉट एवर इम्प्रेशन, हम सामने वाले का भी इम्प्रेशन खराब कर रहे हैं. हम उसको भी ये महसूस करा रहे हैं कि यार आप आते तो ढंग से आते. So appearance is important all for the host and for the guest. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Very
you so
well
much.
said, Sanjay sir. Like, like Sudha ma'am also said that it's a form of good manners.
Yeah.
If you're taking an effort to dress up for someone, you are being respectful of the host who has invited you. You have taken an effort to get ready for their event. You have taken an effort to get ready because they have invited you. So it is a matter of respect.
Yes, but here, Shraddha, what Sanjay sir pointed out, he pointed out something which is very much may not be right, but it is true, right? He said if the regional head said that, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, ठीक है? So this is generally a very popular belief. If somebody who is holding a position, then perhaps he doesn't value. He thinks maybe I am this and this, so it doesn't matter the way I carry him because people know that say I'm a regional head. So क्या फर्क पड़ता है? तो क्या फर्क नहीं पड़ता?
आप बताओ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. नहीं, फर्क पड़ता है, right? Like as you said कि कि maybe because he was a person of power, therefore he said कि नहीं पड़ता है. See, that's an individualistic view, right? Most of the good leaders that you see, any leader that you see who are attending any event, like say Mark Zuckerberg की बात की थी, I think Shubham, right? Mr. Shubham said about Mark Zuckerberg, right? If you remember recently उनका वो एक case चला था in the courtroom regarding all the Facebook privacy and all of that. If you see, he dropped his jeans and t-shirt and he was in a three-piece suit at the court. He is Mark Zuckerberg, and he had to drop his regular attire to be in a jeans because it mattered.
So I'm having a very interesting question, but before asking you that question, I could see Pooja ma'am raised her hand. Pooja ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, good morning, welcome.
Hey, good morning. Sorry, I'm intervening in between. But ये जो point अभी चल रहा था ना that like the regional head said, so फर्क पड़ता है कि नहीं. So I'll just share two examples. जैसे एक सोनम ही है ना, अनिल कपूर की बेटी.
Yeah.
हाँ, so when she got married, her husband I think was wearing sneakers with a formal suit or something. And हमारे जो CEO है, मतलब आवास फाइनेंसेस की बात कर रही हूँ, so he's like one of the top 10 richest men in Jaipur probably. He also wears with formal suits, he wears sneakers. So मुझे कई बार बड़ा अजीब लग रहा था उनको वैसे देख के. फिर एक दिन मैंने उनसे पूछा भी कि सर आप ऐसे क्यों पहनते हो इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन के दिन भी? तो उन्होंने कहा कि मुझे ये कंफर्टेबल लगता है, I can stand properly and all. और क्या फर्क पड़ता है जो अंदर है उस पर फर्क पड़ता है, how does it matter types. So I don't know, I mean this is really or in fact वो sneakers वाला जो सोनम कपूर वाला, because she's sort of a style this thing. I mean at least my daughter says she's one of the best dressed in Bollywood and all that. So उसको देख के लोग फॉलो करते ही हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. एंड देन आई गॉट टू नो कि उसके हस्बैंड का शायद ये स्पोर्ट्स शूज या ऐसे का ही बिजनेस है, तो ही यूज्ड द अपॉर्चुनिटी वेरी वेल get this trend online. So we really can't say. I think who is doing it is equally important. नहीं तो ये फटी हुई jeans कैसे trend में चल रही होती है.
True.
People are
Thank-
wearing, and in Mumbai I see all the time people are wearing this even in office.
Right.
Thank you so much.
मैम
Vidit-
एक मैं इसमें बीच में मतलब सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट
Yeah.
कि
please.
वो
शुभम।
स्नीकर्स वाला तो ठीक है कि हाँ मतलब इस टाइप की चीज अगर पहनती अगर लोग रणवीर सिंह को फॉलो करने लग गए so one can imagine क्या क्या हो सकता है.
नहीं, but a lot of people do, and रणवीर कपूर ने तो अपनी brand image भी ऐसी बनाई है quirky, और वो पहन के कि can carry off anything and all that. So I think वो तो उनके जो उनको तो लोग बताने के लिए होते हैं ना what to wear and what is the. क्योंकि
That is, I think, ma'am, that is more planned. Correct. That is more planned. Right. So, just a minute. Let's. So, Shraddha, what you wanted to say? I would just like to add one more question, and then if you could respond, please. So, is your appearance also affect your leadership? Because we have seen that many people holding good positions, at least we are talking about the corporate sector. So, is how people perceive them or their effectiveness of leadership is also related to their appearance, or it is not? What has your experience been over the years?
Right. So I'm just also going to, answer what Pooja said. Like, I'm just going to share my opinion on that. See, when we talk about celebrity dressing, they are trendsetters, right? They are trendsetters. Okay, unhone sneakers pehne, sneakers are in. Yes, I also want sneakers in my wardrobe. But where to wear those sneakers is a question, right? Celebrities are in the industry where they have to be out there showing style statements. Sonam is a style icon. Ranveer Singh, he has his own personality, which is a style icon. It's good to be inspired from them, okay? And it's good to be also sometimes imbibe some of their style qualities. But am I imbibing their style qualities while I'm at work or while I'm at play or partying? That's the question. Right? It is as per choosing your appearance or choosing your dress code or choosing your style as per the occasion, as per the role that you are playing. Right? She mentioned about her CEO or someone who's been among the richest person over here. Probably he's wearing sneakers. Yes, it may be comfortable to him. Probably the kind of people that he is meeting, are probably others are coming to probably impress him or gain his confidence, and he doesn't have to create an impact on someone else. Therefore the sneakers work for him. But probably if he's invited to meet Mukesh Ambani, right, for a dinner, I doubt if he would wear those sneakers for the dinner, right? So it's also, while we are seeing कि ठीक है उसने sneakers पहने, उसने ये पहने, understand the context in which they are wearing and why they are wearing. That is also very important. Right? Now, to answer your question on leadership effective, right? Yes. Okay. So appearance management is one part of it, right? Now, agar aaj mere paas koi say a general manager or like a senior vice president comes to me and tells me, people don't find me approachable. वो मेरे पास नहीं आते like to talk to me, or they feel limited to come and talk to me. Fine, I can help them, with the appearance and his body language and all. I can help him look more approachable. I can give him that opportunity. But there's also what is within you. Once you start practicing or once you start saying, that also equally matters. So appearance is actually, your appearance management is what is actually within you that is coming out. For example, like Shubham said that, Ranveer Singh. Why does Ranveer Singh have a certain style versus say Ranbir Kapoor? It's because both of their personalities are very different. Okay, if you don't think from a media perspective or like a Bollywood perspective, in your life, aap dekh lo na ki maybe probably say if you have two sisters or say you have two friends, they both are dressing up differently. Why is that happening? Because dono ki personalities are different, which is coming out in the form of their clothes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, please. No, if you want to complete it.
So to answer your question on leadership effectiveness, yes, the way you carry yourself is going to command respect. So if you want the respect of people, if you want people to really look up to you because you're also like a role model to them, yes, the way you carry yourself will have a lot of impact on the way you are conducting your leadership.
Thank you so much. Another question that comes up whenever we're talking about these concepts of image management, appearance management, at least in our society, it is believed that this is a phenomena more into the metros, perhaps not very much prevalent in maybe tier 2, tier 3 cities. People, as many said, they give a damn about how they appear. They are just in the flow. And
Yeah.
they say these are the concepts of metro towns where people are always in the media glare and someone is always watching you. You are under the camera's eyes. So is it this concept restricted to those conditions, those situations, and those geographies, or it has larger relevance?
Yeah. So I come from Bombay. I just shifted 4 years back in Jaipur. Like I got married and shifted in Jaipur. So I have seen both the metros also, and as well as Jaipur, like a tier 2 city. It's a good developed city, right? So in metro cities, what is happening? People already have that exposure. There are these lot of corporates. They're really moving in the crowd. They're seeing the crowd. Their knowledge about dressing or their knowledge about image and carrying themselves is a little more developed as compared to the people in other tier 2 cities. Whereas in tier 2 cities, if I talk about Jaipur, Jaipur is more very business oriented. यहाँ पे service industry is limited, so more business oriented. So business में तो मैं राजा हूँ, right? I am the king, so I can do whatever I want, right? So therefore, the knowledge over here is more required. Because I also manage Swasthya Kalyan Group. We are a group of colleges. So I have students all across Jaipur, all across Rajasthan who come and study in my college. See, they all come from that background of business background and government job background, and also they don't believe कि इसमें कुछ matter, that appearance matters, or all of this does matter. But it is those are the people who require it the most, because they are more ambitious. The coming generation is more ambitious. They want to shift to metro cities. They want to go out. They want to establish themselves. Right? So they want to learn, and there is that eagerness to learn, that how I can carry myself in such a manner that I'm considered equal to anyone else.
All right. So when things are picking up in tier 2 and tier 3 cities also, people are getting more conscious, more aware about how they look, how they appear. All right. So we also come across similar terms which are related or connected to somewhere appearance management, and we might have heard or learned them about during our course of studies of management studies also, like brand building or image management. So are they all same, or there is a distinct difference between the appearance management and the brand building or image consulting?
Right. So image management is like the whole circle, right? Appearance management is a part of it, right? If I cannot work within, only appearance is not going to help me, right? So it is your appearance, your attitude, as well as your behavior all together is bringing your image in front of everyone. So probably I'm probably the best dressed. I'm probably the best dressed. Say, for example, if two people go for an interview, I'm properly dressed for the interview. I may get that opportunity first, that, okay, she's well dressed and, she really presented herself. She looks someone I can hire. But once I'm hired, I also need to perform, right? And my performance is not only based on my technical knowledge, it is also the soft skills, how I'm able to work with people, how I'm handling people, how I'm a team player, how I'm able to manage my time, my stress, everything. It's also those smaller behaviors and your attitude, your approach that matters. So your appearance might get you the opportunity, but post you get the opportunity, it's your performance that matters. And a performance will come through your technical knowledge, through your soft skills, and through your attitude.
So these both are required. Like you just can't do away with either of them.
Yes.
All right. So there is one more thing that we often overlook, or perhaps I don't know whether does it impact or not, and it is parenting. Because when we go in the outside world, right, and we see or into professional setup or into a religious or social gatherings, we are cautious of what people will opine of us, what image they will make of mine. So perhaps we do whatever best we can do, whatever limited knowledge we have about appearance management, we do our best to put our best forward to the outside world. But at times we see in-house, when we are staying in a home, interacting with the family members, core circle of the family, we generally we are very casual. So Is your appearance also affecting your parenting? Suppose when the kids are young, they are in a stage where they are forming opinions or beliefs about you. So, do we need to pay heed to this appearance management during that time also when we are at home, or chalta hai?
You know, I'm so glad you asked this question. I'm so glad you asked. So I'm a recent mother, right? I have a toddler who's about to turn 2. And my toddler is right now at a stage ki whatever I do, she kind of imitates, you know. So say for example, if I've dressed it in the morning while I was coming for this event and I was, dressed, so she had me nice, nice, and when I'm going back in my home clothes, she's okay. She doesn't say that. She's able to see the difference in that, right? She's able to appreciate it. So when she also sometimes dresses up and she comes and tells me nice, nice. So she knows that, we are going out for an event and it's supposed to be, this is looking nice, especially in a home setting, right? Especially for mothers, right? And especially for parents also, I would say that it's very, very important. It's not only about your appearance, it's about how you carry yourself. Let's make it a more broader term. It's how you carry yourself, because your kids are learning from you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Shraddha, we lost you. Yes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's fine now. It's fine now.
Right. So I was saying that at home, it's all the more important, especially for parents, because they are setting the generations to come. They are setting an example for them. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि घर पे अपने को सूट में रहना है या we need to have a makeup on and your jewelry and all. घर पे you can be in your casual clothes, but you can be still well dressed in your casual homes. You will know people. हम सबकी families में कोई cousins होगा या कोई aunties या चाचीज होगी जो घर पे भी सिंपल कपड़े पहनते हैं, बट पता नहीं प्रेजेंटेबल से लगते हैं. कोई भी उनको दिन में कभी भी आके मिल लेगा, they will still be presentable. They are not going to be अरे मैं 1 मिनट चेंज करके आ रही हूँ. Right? That is slowly their personality.
Right. Thank you so much, Shraddha, for sharing this. We'll be more watchful now what we wear when we are at home. Yes. So before we move to next question, Sanjay sir, I could see your hand. Is there something you want to ask?
Yes,
Please.
I want to ask one question.
Yeah.
That don't you think that this appearance management is getting a tag like this X factor for that for any promotions or for any so to say having a thoda sa apna, yes, in offices or in business or elsewhere, especially in not to bura na mane to, especially in women's.
In women. So I get where you're coming from, right? And I think couple of years back, say about 8 to 10 years back, that was the belief of people, because of your appearance, women were getting more chance than men and all of that. But right now, coming from corporate and training in corporate, it's not the truth, right? Okay, you may get that opportunity. Maybe I've entered as a fresher, or I've gone for an interview. Maybe I can break through the interview, maybe because someone had appeared well. Or not only women, I'm saying about men and women, both. So men also carry themselves really well because of how they've carried themselves. They've got that opportunity. But once I've got that opportunity, and if they've not been able to perform, their growth is going to be just there. They're not going to grow further. So it's only, so what you're saying that, see, appearance helps you in getting that opportunity. Your, appearance management helps you getting that opportunity. But once you've got the opportunity, your performance matters equally for your success. So let us not view appearance management from just one lens. कि आज अपन उस topic पे बात कर रहे तो doesn't mean कि only that is important and बाकी सब कुछ नहीं important है. We are saying that with everything, this is equally important, because if I am the CEO of a company, I have to present myself as a CEO of a company. I'm setting the culture for my company. I'm setting a culture for my team members.
Right. Well said, Shraddha. So I think these are not mutually exclusive. Generally, what the popular belief is that things are mutually exclusive, like personality or looks. They're not mutually exclusive, perhaps they are mutually inclusive, and that makes it more important. Now, the question I have for you is like, how can I know as a person, like what kind of image I am portraying outside knowingly or unknowingly? Is there any tool? Because until I know that, how I going to start fixing the things if there is any problem? So how you as a image consultant, do you have some tools that you can share with us by which we can gauge what kind of image perhaps are we making of ourselves?
Absolutely. Yes, so we do have a tool. So, whenever any client or someone comes to us, we definitely take them through a certain set of tools to really understand where they are, what is their life pattern, what are their future goals, to kind of help them better and consult them better. A quick tool that I can kind of suggest to you, which you all can do it, just probably ask, maybe not immediate family members because they may be a little biased towards you, but maybe you're like your first cousins or your friends who may give you an honest opinion, your colleagues who may, Acha, when you first met me, what do you think of me? Just ask them that question. Do this activity throughout the week.
All right, so feedback.
Feedback. You will, and ask them that why did they think of you that way? You will get some really interesting answers, and then you will, from that interesting answers, you will also come to a conclusion that, okay, if certain answers are same, that okay, maybe my first impression is always like this. So there is something which is happening unconsciously or subconsciously that I'm doing.
Yeah, so you will get to know the disconnect, perhaps the image that you want to portray and the image that is coming across. There could be a wide gap in it, and then that's where the role of consultant comes in, right? All right, thank you. So there are two things about this image consulting and appearance management. One is from the point of application, right? For example, how can I apply it to my life? And second is from learning the concepts, right? So if somebody wants to learn it, so if you could share with us the utilities, like why someone should be knowing about it, and how it can benefit to different sects of society or different age group of people. Say, for example, if a kid or a school-going child or a professional or someone is in the middle management, so why should they be knowing more about it? How it can impact them and benefit them?
Right. So appearance management, or if I'm going to take about my presentation, right from the time I'm a toddler till right till the time maybe probably I die, I have to present myself. Okay, be it in school, be it in college, be it in my office, be it to some investors, or be it to my family members, or being a mentor to other people. There's always that impression is always going to be there, and at different stages for different roles and goals of yours, right? So that when that thing is always going to be there, then why not study that a little bit in detail? Why not know what works for you, which you can always, say a couple of years then reflect back that, okay, maybe now is the time to shift. Like say, for example, say when I'm single versus when I've got married versus when I've got a baby, you see how my role and my goals are changing. The people in my life are changing, the kind of impact I want to create. So earlier I want to maybe, when I was single, my impact was only like professional, right? So I was always in like suits, more formal, very corporate. Once I got married, I was in a more social setting. So, more of a saris and all, because I was making a new family members. I was wanted to grow my family, wanted to know them, wanted to create that impact. Now, when I'm a mother, I'm from a daughter's perspective. Like I'm taking my child to the school, I'm taking the play area. I want to look like a mother, right? So how my roles and goals are changing, my appearance or the way I'm carrying myself is also changing. It needs a little bit of tweaks, and this tweak everyone needs. The younger people, if they learn it better, it's better, because whatever you learn in your younger age, it stays with you till most of your life. Your first 5 years of your life are very important. Whatever you learn, your core is set during that time, right? And then gradually when you move into different roles, you just need to kind of upgrade yourself. So I also have a lot of people who've kind of retired from their normal work, and who consult me and all of that, and they have this question, yaar mujhe kya karna hai ye kapde opde ka, why do I need to look good? जी ली ना मैंने जिंदगी. मैंने बोला आपने जी ली जिंदगी, बट इतने सारे लोग हैं अब जो आपको देख रहे हैं. You are a mentor, you're a role model to so many people who are there in your life. So it's all the more important for you to carry yourself in a certain way so that you have that impact on others. So ये appearance is nothing gender related, it is nothing age related, it is a part of life. रोज सुबह मुझे उठ के I have to dress myself because I have a goal and I am dressing as per that goal. It is for that.
All right. So my next question is there any metrics or a grid wherein you can fit in, like, for such occasion, wear this, for this, for this. So it makes the task easier. Because the real challenge comes in what to wear when, because at least for we men's, like, we have only 2-3 options and we just juggle them around, and if it's goes fine, then fine, and even if it doesn't, who cares? Let's go along. That's what the philosophy is.
Yeah.
So is there any metrics?
So of course there is a grid, but it's not a grid that can generally apply to everyone, right? See, please understand, say for example, you maybe someone must be coming from an IT industry versus someone coming from a finance industry. See, IT, the environment is more casual. Financial sector is a little more formal, right? Whereas someone who's coming from media is a lot more jazz, right? So we need to understand, we have to understand your personality. We have to understand what is your role, goal, and what industry setting you are, and third, where you are heading, right? Combining all of these things, that's where image consultants come in and we give you those customized answers, that okay, with it, this is going to work brilliantly for these are some of the colors you should wear because this is going to take you closer to the goal. This is what is going to make you look more impactful, or make, someone wants to look tall, this is going to make you look more tall, or more presentable or more authoritative. So it is all about understanding the whole scenario before suggesting it.
All right. So very well said, Shraddha. But again, a question comes like, how do I know what kind of personality generally moves? I can understand that for different occasions you have different things, so it's more granular. You just can't have one fit approach to all. Right. But broadly, if somebody wants to just have some takeaway from the meeting, or okay, this is something which I discovered for myself in the session. Right. So broadly, some maybe 30-40% of the personality, or you can say this is good to go with. How can we figure it out? Like by some introspection, or by looking at the physique, or how do you get to understand, like, if I want to understand what personality or what kind of things will generally fit well for me?
Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to also give you one exercise, something that you can. So if you ask me a question, how do I understand my personality? Everyone, please today open your wardrobe and just see your wardrobe. Maybe someone will see, I just have all these blues. Okay, someone might see, oh, I'll have so many colors. Someone is going to probably see, I'm just going to have like a lot of stripes. Someone will have a lot of florals. Your cupboard is your personality, which is showing. Of course, there's a more detailed, analysis, entire clinic that we go through, but this is going to give you a gist of what your personality is at this point in time, right? To answer your question on the two, what are the general matrix or general guidelines as to, what you can wear, what? So of course, when it is a more formal setting, when it's a more corporate culture, and there it's very like meeting and very like finance or consulting background, you have to have your formal. That is basically you have your blazer on, or you have your shirt and trousers, which is your collar, right? That needs to be in place, right? When you're more casual, with your jeans, t-shirts work over there, right? Denims is not formal. Right? Trousers are formal. For women, leggings are not formal. Pants are formal, right? So how am I defining this formal and informal? It's basically any piece of clothing, if it falls on its own, is a formal clothing. If it takes the shape of your body, it is an informal clothing. That's a general guideline that I can give you, which can always help you.
All right. So you said if your wardrobe says it's all blue, then what does it mean? Because it looks like mine.
Yeah. So probably I can hint that, okay, maybe you are more in a formal state of mind. I can also say that maybe you are a little fearful about experimenting with colors, or you probably don't know what colors work for me and you want to play safe. It may also mean that your work culture is such, or where you are working, that you don't need to experiment. Therefore, you never thought about experimenting. Okay, it can also come some things that, you know, if I maybe look into further, it may also say that maybe you just believe in simple clothing. But say blue I think is decent, it would go with everything, I may just go with that, right? So there are different aspects that your wardrobe can tell you. To get into a more detailed thing, I'm sure, like, you know, get into touch with any of the consultant to get your detailed analysis. It's really interesting, because see, when we studied all of this, we ourselves went through that. And one thing that I figured in my analysis was, there's a study, there's an entire clinic where we figure out, you know, what kind of clothing you usually, and I figured that for me, the feel of the fabric is the most important. It's an insight that I got when I was 25, you know, very late in life. So it's a very detailed, nice analysis where you get a lot of insights about yourself and your personality. And I think I would recommend every one of you to take it once.
So how much time does it take? For example, somebody is interested in understanding this concept, at least because it's not only going to benefit me, but maybe I can pass it on to the generations also, the understandings in there. So how much time does it take?
So we do, so there are a couple of clinics. So we do like a lifestyle and a lifestyle things. First, understanding the lifestyle part of it. Then we do these, if someone wants to take a personality clinic, that takes about another 2 hours. So I think a good 4 hours, which we break it up into days, couple of days. You kind of do your entire analysis. That is only the analysis part of it. And then we break down into, okay, the recommendations part of it. Usually most consultants, we kind of take it slowly. We take it like 1 or 2 sessions a week. The reason behind it, because this is something you have to unlearn a lot of things to learn new things, right? It's a behavioral shift. It's a thought process shift, and it takes time. So it's not like कि आज मैं गया, मैंने आपको ये बोल दिया कि आज से आप ये पहनो, ये पहनो, ये पहनो, घर जाके Vidit is going to wear a red shirt. नहीं होगा ऐसे. It's a transition, and we help you in that transition. How to introduce color is an entire clinic in itself. I have a lot of clients who have probably never worn any other color from white or black. I have consulted them for 6 months, and now they have introduced so many colors in their wardrobe. So it's a process.
Yes, because I think it's more mental, because you need to unwind, because we have already been wired in a particular way, perhaps likes and dislikes, comfort and discomforts. So the whole, you can say, undoing of all those prior settings is required, right? So I think it's very interesting. And what if I want to learn this the subject of appearance management or image consultant? How can I?
So the topic is actually image management. The study is called image management. Appearance is part of it, right? So ICBI, this Image Consulting Business Institute, this is the first institute in India that was offering this course, like a certified course, right? So there are 2 aspects. They have a business program, and they also have individual image program. So image programs is all your appearance and design, learning about clothes, then the communication of clothes and all aspects of clothing, right? Clothing, makeup, and grooming. Then you have in your business the other part, which is the soft skills and your attitude part of it, right? If anyone wants to learn into it, you can approach anyone at ICB. And my personal recommendation is learn both. Because as I said, it is just not one thing. You will feel, like it comes together as 2 things. Aaj agar mujhe koi bolegi ki, make me, just as I said, make me look approachable. Okay, I can make you look approachable. I can make you look like a boss. But for you to behave as a boss, you have to have certain attributes, certain skill sets, right? So that is also equally important.
Right. Thank you so much, Shraddha, for sharing so much of information about our own self and perhaps the kind of image we are carrying, and giving us some food for thought so that we can reflect back and see and open up our wardrobe and see what it tells us. Generally, we don't see what wardrobe has been telling us. So we'll perhaps go today and just try to listen what your wardrobe is telling about you. So thank you so very much for all the insights, Shraddha.
Thank you.